Hi, I'm Bloodied Mess, and I'm gonna show you an intro to clipping techniques. I make a lot of builds that have got like circular structures, circles within circles, half circles, and a lot of people have asked me about it. It's based on Jug's technique that he found about a year ago of creating circle structures with some additions and variations. But the reason I'm showing you this one is really about clipping. Clipping is where you effectively destroy an object to place another object through it. You may have come across this, and it's a great building technique. So I'm going to be showing you how to create a horseshoe structure. It's kind of like you can make it into a farm. Now, the first thing you're going to want is a big flat piece of land. There's some flat pieces of land sort of to the right of Vault 76. The one I'm using is the biggest area of flat in the game. This is near Site Bravo, and you want flat land because you don't want any irregularities. It's going to mess up your circle shape if you do. So find your spot, make sure you got lots of flat land to play with, and get going. So now that you've found your spot, you want to place the first foundation. Now this foundation should be at a height that's right for what you want. It can't be too high, can't be too low, but around about that height, it's going to get you what you want. The reason for that is just so that if there are any irregularities, it's more forgiving in the game. So you create 3 foundations in any given direction. So a central one and then 2 to each side. If you were making a circle one, then you would do this. You'd make effectively a big cross. And we're not going to do that. I'm going to show you this horseshoe instead. So now that that's done, I like to have a concrete center, and the reason is because you have to basically move from the same place. First, remove these middle bits, and you're good to go. What you want to gonna do is is to place doors on the outside of each one of these foundations. Now you can actually make those doors face outwards by placing a foundation on the other side of that, so you can have wallpaper facing outwards, but for this I'm just showing you the practical techniques. Now the reason you use doors is because the game doesn't see them as being necessarily attached to this foundation. You can just move the foundation freely. So when you move this foundation, you want to move it just in a rotation. You stand in the center of that concrete block, rotate it until it's just about touching the other. Check to see that they're nicely aligned. That's a good clip. I mean, it's a good alignment. So move that one back into place. What I like to do is on either side of my originating foundations, just one wall. So what this does is that it minimizes the possibility of there being walls of different heights, which of course is going to lead to an inelegant structure. So once you figure it's nicely aligned, cool, move on to the other 2 and repeat the same process. You can just leave the foundation back where it is and then repeat. Remember to align yourself right in the center of that foundation so that you're getting the same heights here. And so boom, repeat, place it, bring it back to the center so that you have the same position. Go to the center of your block, align, grab the center of that foundation and slowly move it to the side. Make sure you've got a little bit of edge there and then place another wall. So we'll do that just quickly with the other side. As you can see, if you wanted to make a circle, you just do this with the other side, right? You just add another couple of foundations and do the same thing, and that's going to give you a complete circle. A complete circle lets you do things like, UFOs and stuff like that. But for this, what we're going to do is just create this half circle. So you get the picture, right? You're using foundations, staying centered, making sure that the heights are all aligned, and away you go. So you see I got something wrong there and I'm just fixing it, but it's good to show you because if you get the heights wrong, don't worry. Just go back to the one that was correct, see what you did wrong, and then realign it. But now, back to Benny Hill. So now that you have your nicely circular structure all at the same height, what you want to do is to add these roofs. So this is where the clipping comes in. So you're going to alternate these because they can't interact with each other, right? So just place them on every alternate wall. Make sure that they're all facing in one direction. And the reason is because when you clip them together, you want the actual resulting pattern to be pleasing, and it won't be if they're all different positions. So now we get a flamethrower, stack it on some shelves, and then rotate it around this environment and smash all the roofs. So now that those are destroyed, you can now place the other roofs on the alternating walls perfectly through those broken ones. So that's how clipping works, right? Because you've got these nicely aligned walls on the outside of these roofs, it means that when the roofs clip through each other, they create a really nice circle effect, like just a really clean circle. So what we're going to want to do after this is we're going to be adding walls to that, right? To create the full effect. I'm scrapping these because I sort of inadvertently placed them there. But if you think about it, yeah, you can do a number of clips so that you can create one wall there, use another roof, push walls down, and ultimately create kind of circles within circles if you wanted to, which is really fun. So here you go. It's really clean. It's very nice look and feel. And really, this is all of it. What I'm going to show you next is just a continuation of those two techniques. So here we place walls, half walls or full walls as you prefer, alternating because of course they're clipped, but they happily do clip together. Alternate those, and then we're going to do the same again. Flamethrower them. So now that you've done that, you want to basically add in the walls that will alternate with the ones you just destroyed, yeah? So you just go back, go to the spot next to it, and place. And you can see they clip through really clean. And that's that. So, at this point, that is everything. That's the whole technique. You can stop watching this now if you like, because all you're going to do now is you're going to be adding these half walls again using the alternating pattern. So dropping another one, not right next to it, but on the one after, and then flamethrowering the rest of them. So these will just move around, go all the way down. For our purposes, we just want to put walls right into the floor. And there you go. So this is pretty much the finished product. I just stuck a couple of doors on it. The way that I did that was to just lay a foundation aligned right to the front opening of each bit, slap a door down, and then put a half roof on top of that. And we have a very pleasing horseshoe structure with no foundation. So you can grow crops in here, you can drop all your stuff in here. And more than anything else, this is just a set of techniques you can use in loads of different ways, right? That's why I built a little horseshoe. It's easy. So now that you know how to clip roofs together and clip walls together, you can go and create loads of different things. And personally, I think that's something that this game needs, is lots of people doing lots of cool stuff. So hope you enjoyed it. Later.